why your stomach feels different in menopause, even though you're eating the same sort of foods. Do you ever wonder that? When you hit menopause, as we know, we have hormonal shifts. So, estrogen, progesterone, they drop. So what that does, it slows your digestion down. Going to the toilet isn't great anymore. You've got to really, really work on your gut health. But what it does, this imbalance leads to bloating, constipation, and just really feeling uncomfortable, like you're bloating all the time. I mean, there's a lot of reasons around bloating, but that's one of the reasons why. So even though you're eating healthy food, it's just different, isn't it? And it's frustrating. I know it's very frustrating because it's frustrated me over the years. But what actually happens is your gut becomes really just so much more sensitive because of all the hormonal shifts. And foods that you once could eat now trigger some sort of discomfort. And we actually we're more prone to getting leaky gut as well too, which is like an inflammation process. A leaky gut, the gut lining barrier starts to break away, and then foods can get absorbed through that into the bloodstream, and that's when I guess the body's like on alert, and it puts you into, gives you more sensitivities and things like that. So, and as I said, it's really frustrating. But they actually, I'm just looking down at my notes because I don't want to go off track. But you have changes in stomach acid, enzymes, and gut bacteria, and it's all due to the fluctuation. It's really annoying, isn't it? Because you take that sort of stuff for granted. When you're younger, everything works well, but then when you start getting older, because I was listening to something the other day, we were only put on this earth to live to I think it was 30, and then we're supposed to die at 30. That's mad, isn't it? That's mad. But anyway, so we're around a lot longer, us women. But there's a reason for that, because we help guide the generations to come, I think. So how do you calm your gut? Because when you calm your gut, you'll get more weight loss as well too, because that's why it can be stubborn, because your gut's it's inflamed. Your body's starting to get inflamed, then it's harder to lose weight. But you need to get into some more gut health support. But there's a few things that I've got here that I do to help my gut support, and that's hydration. So drinking water is really, really important for that, because if you're dehydrated, your gut health's not going to be great either, because we need water to keep us moving and get things moving as well, going to the toilet and things like that, flushing out toxins. And so fiber is really, really important to get things moving along, as I said, and to be going to the toilet, because what actually happens is the estrogens, they're in our body, they don't get flushed out, and if they don't get flushed out, then that has this knock-on effect of digestive issues as well. So we've got to be really, really mindful of moving. So obviously lots of fiber. Fermented foods are really great for that as well, because what it does, it nourishes the flora inside our gut. Because the better the flora, the better the gut health we have, the better that we go to the toilet, the better the digestion we have. It kind of has this knock-on effect, and fermented foods help with that. And really also varying up your foods as well too, because if you're eating the same foods all the time, because every type of food produces a different sort of bacteria in your body, so you want flourishing and different kinds of bacteria. But if you're eating the same sort of foods, you're not flourishing the bacteria as much as you possibly can, because you want to optimize it. So having fermented foods as well, like sauerkraut, kimchi, all those fermented foods that you get. And obviously a probiotic is critical as well too, to put the good bacteria back in. There's lots of different types of probiotics, and then we've got prebiotics as well, which is like your vegetables and your fruits and all that sort of thing. I have a good supplement called concentrated fruit and veg, and it's got 10 serves of organic fruit and veg. So that classifies as a prebiotic. But the other prebiotic foods are polyphenol foods that are really important as well. Things like Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cauliflower. These are really good for gut health as well, and that helps with the gut flora. And another thing, I was just talking to a lady on a coaching call. I have clients, and we have coaching calls every week, and I was talking about her with hormones as well too. But apple cider vinegar is really, really good for gut health. It really, really is. Helps with the gut flora, but also helps us go to the toilet. It is really a great superfood, I would say, to helping with your gut bacteria and gut health as well. So yeah, changing up the foods, but also, and I've got to be more mindful of this, but it's actually just slowing down, not eating on the run, sitting down and eating, not eating at your desk and working, like this rushing woman syndrome thing that we've got going, that we've always had. We've got to kind of really harness in and try to, get more into rest and digest type scenarios as well with our body, get us out of that fight or flight. So sitting down, relaxing. Oh, this is another thing altogether, go into meditation, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, we really want to be slowing down to eat our food. That's going to help us digest. I remember my nana when I was little, she goes, make sure you chew everything 100 times. And I remember her sitting at that table. She was always chewing. And she was right. She really was. So yeah, if you are feeling bloated, all that sort of thing, and you're in menopause, generally it's, around these sort of areas because the hormonal shifts once again. So, but there's all those things that you can definitely do towards optimizing your health. And that's what we want to do. We want to optimize your health. So then you get better weight loss, you get better digestion. But there's all these little things that you need to do around menopause that are going to help you, optimize weight loss as well too, because some of those things can hold us back. So, but have a great week, everyone, and we'll see you next week for Wellness Wednesday. Ciao.